3, 2, 1.
Hello, people of the internet. Marco's here.
Yo, what's up, gamers?
Hi,
And today,
everybody.
we're going to talk about the work. Wait, no.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, to the Geo discussion video, where I'm 2 weeks late on discussing it, and everybody else already did it before me, but you know what? I just want to talk about 01, let's be honest, guys. Alright, every pony, introduce yourselves from left to right.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is MegaCraze, or at MegaCraze on Twitter, and I'm an artist and professional meme gamer.
Hi, I'm at Karn Focus Attack. You can follow me on at Lambo_Calrissian, and you can support my Patreon on ProtoDubs. Nice to meet you.
I'm Highsea, at Highsea on Twitter and the Highsea on YouTube.
I'm Justin, also known as Surrounded by Perverts.
Hi, I'm Mr. Dreambomb now, but you can call me a Karn, Proto, the High C of perverts. Cray.
I should have said Dream Bomb.
Dude, is that the Marcos?
Everybody else has their Geo discussion videos up. Dawson Rider, Japanime, Thomas Juju, everybody. Okay.
But you haven't made it yet, and that's why we're here.
So here we are. So as always, we're going to start from the beginning. Spoilers ahead. We are going to discuss 01 very briefly at the end, but for now, every pony, can I just say, Geo has a really cool suit. Well, 01 does too, but Geo has a really cool suit, and that's where I want to start off. When the leaks and the spoilers came out, I thought, hey, I'm going to like that suit. And then Gates came out, and I was like, hey, I think the suit's a lot better. And then Tsukuyomi came out, and I was like, there's my favorite suit of all time.
We stand the queen.
Remember when someone kept spreading around this rumor that Geo was going to be a girl?
Because the chest plate was big, that's why!
When Tsukuyomi came out, there was a comparison of, like, Geo's chest piece is a lot bigger than Tsukuyomi's.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
Do you guys remember back when the spoilers came out, what you guys were doing and what your reactions were?
Yeah, I was talking with Karn about what Geo was going to be, and I said, yeah, it's probably going to be Decade 2.
Lo and behold.
I was right.
Too.
I think that was the first time that I was like active in the Tokusatsu Twitter community to watch the launch of a show. And I was just like, man, just everybody really decided that this show was going to be terrible before it ever aired.
I remember.
It is like that.
And 01 is the great comparison because it's like, I feel like everyone's like, nah, this will be cool. Fuck that show.
I actually remember that too, where it wasn't just Geo, but I think Build was also like that because we all know the saying, the better the suit, the worse the show. And then people are like, oh, Build's going to be like the absolute trashiest writer ever. And some people still think that, but I think Build's still good like that. But Geo...
I still don't get that rule.
Geo is something else. I didn't like the suit at first, but you know, it just kind of grew on me. The letters weren't like, I'm not too sure about that letter, and then about the lettering, and then when Gates came out, it's like, oh no, I still don't like it.
Yeah, I still feel that to this day, where the suit's cool, but the letters on the helmets are.
It's kind of like when we saw X8 for the first time with the eyes and shit. It just didn't feel right.
Hair.
Yeah.
That immaculate hair.
The hair too.
Yeah, I'd say my first reactions were I really liked Build suit, but I really hated that writing, and I don't think that feeling ever went away.
It was kind of clever, but there's a point.
It's just a weird, like overly stylized thing that kind of like it just seemed weird to me.
I liked Geo's writing until I started drawing, and then I tried to draw Gates, and I broke my hand trying to draw his hiragana or whatever is on his helmet.
I tried drawing Zio once, and I've never done it again.
One of the first things I thought when I saw the writings on the helmet, I figured, oh, that's gonna be one expensive SH figure arts. And then when Grand Geo came out, I figured, oh, that's gonna be a really expensive SH figure arts.
Yeah.
With all the little statues.
Yeah, it's crazy how detailed it is like that.
The RKF also, like the little budget figure, it's also like had like the little statues kind of sculpted, not really detailed, but kind of sculpted.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, actually.
I don't want to compare it to like a McDonald's toy, but you know, it's just the mold, but like the generic kind of mold and one solid color.
Yeah. The golden plastic makes it seem like more of a McDonald's toy.
You know what? Now thinking about it, Marcus, you're probably the only person who's done a Zio discussion and didn't start it with Iway!
I actually want to compare something alongside with Highsea, where I wasn't super into the Toku Twitter community, or really the community in general during this year, but the memes that came out of Geo, they're like super hit and miss.
Oh, geez, would you look at the time?
I think the Iwai call is one of the best things that came out of the memes that came out of the season. And I would say I'm not saying
It's short, it's simple, and it's
And then there were some terrible memes to come out of Geo, but we'll get to that.
Hey guys,
Remember the Velvet Cushion?
it's a really funny joke Scott though was.
We should actually get into the show. Do you guys have any want to talk about appearances before we move on?
I want to talk more about appearances. Just on I like every base suit in this show.
Same.
And I absolutely hate every armor combination they have. Combination. I can't stand at like the shoulder. Like every one of them just looks dumb.
Highsea. Thank you. Thank you. I don't. Okay, I was afraid to say that too. Like at the very beginning, I was like, "Oh, the armor looks kind of cool. That the gimmicks there, that's pretty cool." But then when I saw them in action, I thought, "Oh, the X8 one's really ugly. Oh, the build one's really ugly. Oh my god,
doubles."
Doubles is so gaudy.
Doubles is maybe the worst for me. Just the giant Gaia memories. Just
I love it in a stupid way. I'm sorry.
It is a beautiful kind of dumb, but it is.
They're little that dance and fight.
They are tiny robots.
I'll be Mr. Outlier, and I love them. I love most of the suits in the. Well, I really like a lot of the suits in this show. I like Double.
Even though like the armors for the the early Heisei like before Decade didn't really appear, all of them were still very generic though. They were just the regular armor but with some decals and that's it.
I don't really understand why Drive's armor had tires instead of shift cars on the
It looked
shoulders.
more like Tridron, dude.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I liked it. This isn't really part of like the design, but like I just wanted to say some of the Ride Watch jingles are really bland. Like Drive's is just drive.
They're just repeating it.
Is it? Mox is the worst. It's not in the show, but the toy is just maha. Great.
And I actually did want to bring up the juxtaposition between early Heisei and Heisei Phase 2. Like, if you compare Decade to Geo, Decade just, like, he barely has any gimmicks. He has that card, but he transforms into the writer. But then Geo has those big gimmicks that, like, in your face. They're the armors that you can buy. Please buy all, like, 20 Heisei Rider armors, please. And then the jingles for, like, Decade is just Decade. And then in Geo, it's weird, and I didn't like most of the jingles either. Proto,
But
there was a serious use of auto tune in this.
You have to admit that the Ride Watches were a very smart gimmick to sell. Like they were smart.
I will say the Decade Ride Watch jingle is the greatest jingle in all of Kamen Rider. It's so good. Decade,
Yes.
Decade, no! It's so good. And the ends is just the same, but it says the end, and it's mwah.
I really liked how when Decade came in, I know we'll get more into this later, but he has the Neo Deca driver, and it's pink or magenta, and it goes so well with the suit.
You better say magenta.
And I love that so much. I kind of wish other writers had like an upgraded form, but it only makes sense for Decade. But still, I like a lot of the visual stuff in Geo aside from the armor, but everything else is cool. The upgrades are cool. The henshin sequences, they're so good. I love them so much.
I love
If I could make one complaint about the visuals in Geo, I hate how the Time Machine looks in fight.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I hated it any scene it's in. Like the design is cool. I just
In my opinion,
the
they
CG
could've-
composites still just drive me nuts.
Mhm.
They could have like very easily made it like a kind of like how they do like the mechas and Super Sentai, like a suit. It could have easily made that. I don't know how
Right.
difficult it would have been, but
It also would have been awkward to film because if you look at how they shoot the scenes with the CGI time machine in Geo, they're very awkward, and you can tell that like put the CGI maybe here, so maybe with the suit it might be kind of weird too, and I definitely get it, but I will at least compliment they're getting better with the CG, though.
I agree.
Though it's
I totally agree with
it's
that.
still bad.
I mean, it's still a kid show. It's still a limited viewership to
It's still
put that kind of rendering.
CG and Kamen Rider has
time
always been
into-
very hit or miss.
Except for the T-Rex dope hunting in the first two
Stop.
episodes of Double. It's perfect. Perfection.
It is very good. No,
I honestly don't even like the design of the Time Machine.
I don't like its spaceship form. Like it's
kinda meh.
its mecha form. I think it's better, but like when it's a ship, it looks really awkward.
I like that the ride watches
I'm
can
strong
become
opinion
heads.
on it. I'm just like, it's fine. it's fine.
It's okay. It's just there to sell a toy, and then it comes with the DX O's Ride One.
But I want
Oh,
to look like a toy that I would buy.
And And they knew what they were doing by packaging it with O's, because they knew that O's was one of their most popular
Yeah.
series.
What they were doing.
We should get into the story. So that's the story, everyone. Moving on, we should get into the
First episode.
I'm really surprised no one said this before, but I think Sogo pulls off a really cool Marcosatsu cosplay. I'll just put that up there.
Yeah. Way to land
He's missing the tie,
bro.
Yeah.
I know it's a skull uniform, but still.
I remember in the line at Power Morphicon last year, I saw someone dressed with a white shirt and a tie, and my first thought was, is that a Marcos cosplayer?
Oh my god.
I wish.
Oh no.
With their first episode, especially now that Zero One's out, a lot of people are definitely putting out there that it's very hard to mess up, at least the first episode. So I think I'll kind of agree with Gio. I liked it enough. I think it set up a bit of things, but can shows just like set up the main villain? I'm not talking about Oma Gio, I'm talking about Swords. Can they please set up the big bad of the season pretty early on? That's all I'm asking. I don't want to see like 20 episodes. Hey guys, we have a villain, big bad. Because Deno did that, and I still don't like it how they did it in Geo either. I mean, I guess Swords is cool, but we'll get into him later.
It would benefit from more time to establish their presence and really have an impact on the audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm fine if they were just hanging out like more in the shadows.
Yeah.
And then like you knew something was there, and it's like you see the time jackers pretty early in Geo, but it's like I remember texting Karn and Proto and just being like, what the fuck's the plan?
Didn't we
Like what are they trying to accomplish here? It's just like they're just like, yeah, we turning people evil. I'm like, yeah, but why?
We will find a new king.
Inspiration beyond that, and then it was a long time before they kind of gave me a reason. So that bothered me a good bit.
The Time Jackers weren't really like the best villains in all of Kamen Rider, but you know,
Understatement.
they weren't
Like,
good.
I liked
They weren't
them.
good.
I just didn't like that. I didn't know why we were doing things. That was my feeling.
They had like no clear motivation aside from we want a new king. Why?
Villains have been like that throughout the history of Kamen Rider. I think I can compare to MCU, where the villains aren't usually the best, but when they're good, they're like really good. Except in Kamen Rider, I hate you. Except in Kamen Rider, there's just so much to delve into with a 50-episode show. I like the Time Jacker concept. I liked Aura and or however you want to spell it.
Don't even try to.
I'm gonna say and Aura, okay? I like them enough, and I liked how they were established early on with episode 1. I especially liked a lot of the mysteries that they were building onto, like Gage from the past or from the future. It's Tsukuyomi there too, and Gage wants to kill the king Geo before he becomes Oma Geo. I thought that was really interesting. That was really cool. But then they had to end it with the ghost armor, and I thought,
I like the ghost armor. I think the ghost armor is one of the best ones.
for legal purposes, that is a joke.
But Proto, you know, like Ghost.
Exactly. So anytime that the Ghost Watch means that Ghost doesn't have his powers, therefore Ghost doesn't exist. Therefore, I love the Ghost Watch.
I will
Same
say
with the Flies Watch.
out of all of the Another Riders, freaking Oogle Punk Rock Ghost is definitely my favorite.
That Jack.
Oh my god, he looks like a fucking reject from.
When it comes to Another Writers, I do wish that the first episodes of Geo weren't dedicated to the build cameo, because the Decade just had its first episode to like itself, and then it went to Kuga. But then in Geo, it was go. We gotta have those cameos. Sento and Banjo can't be here forever. We got a movie to film. Come on, guys. Pretty much.
I went from watching the last episode of Build in the same day that I watched the first episode of Geo.
Oh no.
So it was just like, I was just like, oh man, there's a definite departure of the characters, and it was real obvious.
Yeah.
See, I watch Kamen Rider weekly, so watching Build and then the Geo, I was like, oh, it's so great. I get to see Banjo and Sento again while I'm still currently watching them.
Right.
I remember that scene, like episode 2 of Geo, where Sento and Banjo just look at another build. And it's like, I am Build and you are Cross. We are the best Smash, and I love that so much.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm jealous.
And Sento got jealous. You bitch.
Of course, we also gotta bring up how there's quote-unquote rules established early on with how the time traveling works with Geo. But
I never watched the
Valid,
0.5 episodes. I
Those who
watched,
question the executive's decisions will be kicked.
the only 0.5 episode I watched was the one where they talked about Shinosuke being cute because I was like, yes!
Yeah, it's cute though.
I love the ideas of the 0.5s. I just wish that there was more of an establishment to them, I guess, in a way, because like it kind of felt like they recorded the 0.5s on a whim in a way. And I guess I could say,
They kind of felt like the web episodes from Decade.
yeah.
the net
back in the day,
movies.
they kind of felt like that.
I never watched one of them, so I have no opinions.
Wow.
Dude, in one of them, the comm riders like do like a race around the track. They try to find who's the fastest.
And then there's a bunch of goofing off and cheating during that race.
And
Yeah.
and then I think it was Black or X just walks through the whole thing. Through the whole thing.
No, Kabuto just
Yeah.
walked the whole time.
Kabuto just walks. He's like, bitch, I got no time for this.
There was one of those net movies where like they compared the suit actor's butt.
I take it back. I think I watched the first one and I just went, I don't care.
That's
Like,
fair.
I was like, this is like too much of a departure from what I'm like trying that I just wanted to keep watching the show.
I feel it.
Yeah, true.
I just saw a clip somebody posted. It's like, hey, in this one, Tsukiyomi says Shinosuke's cute, and I'm like, well, I gotta download that one.
They actually have a joke of Conrad or Tsukuyomi, and it's like, no, that will never happen. It's like, bitch.
They
That
set our
was-
expectations
Way to tease
so
us,
low. They've set our expectations low for years.
That's
So that when she finally does it in the penultimate episode, it has more impact than it has any right.
That
Then it
moment.
amounts to nothing, but we'll get to that later.
And they also blew up Toei headquarters.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
That's a meme I saw.
And we all
Um,
cheered.
But one of the rules that like if you get like the ride watch's power, the rider time disappears. And at first I
the
was
full events disappear. I think.
and now at first I was like, that's weird. I don't know if I like that. And then in the Fize tribute episode, you see Fize's power disappear, and then Mari gets crushed by a car, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is worth it.
Oh my gosh. Proto.
Yikes.
How
Maybe
dare
it
you
is
be
worth it.
right?
Listen, love or hate Fize. You have to admit, Mari is the worst. She's awful.
She's
It kind of bothered me a little that they established that even when the another writer doesn't get fixed, and the history is still gone. But I guess that was fixed in the final episode.
this might be a Twitter meme, so don't quote me on this, but there was this 1.5. It was with the XA tribute, and then Aura comes in and she's like, there's just one secret not even the production staff knows that has to do with another writer war, and then that never happened. That was that was a thing.
It was kind of like a teaser in like the Build movie, and that's it.
Kinda.
Yeah, everybody thought that was going to be in the finale, the thing from the Build movie.
Boy,
I guess they still got some movies here.
This is probably going to be the point of the discussion where we just have this hodgepodge of talking about the cameos and the rest, because let's be honest, Geo does have a quote-unquote story, but it's not like the most important thing out there. I mean, I will say it's pretty good that the Time Jacker Schwartz thing I enjoyed it, but as we were going on, there were some points where I was like, oh, we're going to have another tribute thing. I'm kind of more invested in this. And then when that gets boring, oh, we're going to have another Geo-focused story thing. I want to see more cameos now. So it's a lot of back and forth, and I'm not sure, because I think Geo's one of those, like, what do I think about this kind of show? Like, I think it's okay, but then you see one side of the fandom, oh, it's even worse than Decade, it's the worst season ever, and then the other side of the fandom, it's okay.
There's another side where
Yeah, I don't
like
think
Sogo
there's-
is baby.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of people who are just like, man, no, Geo is the best, man.
Yes. I've never seen. I don't see anybody.
I
who's
feel like the best reviews are just like, yeah, it's okay.
it's fun. That's what matters. It's a fun show.
Yeah,
It's really
it is
fun. It is really fun.
There was
Alright.
no episode that I was watching and I was like, "Oh my god, get over, be done."
Not even the Kiva
Would I have to
tribute?
mention?
I like the Kiva tribute.
How dare you?
I didn't think it was my boy Sogo out here scoring cougars.
Yeah,
He's a legend.
like Sogo got something. Like he got something in the future. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you go, boy. Come on.
Ho
Did we
is
talk
mad.
about him as a protagonist?
He's okay.
I-
Moving on.
Moving on. I mean,
Well,
Sogo's not
like-
bad. Sogo's not bad, but he's
I
not
like
good.
Sogo.
He's a good
I
boy.
felt like he got so much unneeded hate like out of the gate.
Yeah.
Just because he dresses weird.
He does dress a little weird, but it was also, I was just like, I mean, like his motivation's a little weird. Like, he's, I want to be king, But
be a
People were
king.
really mad
I was
that
alright with it.
he seemed to be so nonchalant about the whole, oh, I guess I'm gonna kill every member. But then, like, episode 16 or 15 happened, and he saw firsthand, oh wow, that could actually be.
Yeah, I felt like he didn't have this like humongous like story arc going on, but I thought he had a pretty decent trajectory from like being like really happy-go-lucky about the I want to be king thing to slowly transitioning to a point where he was like, no, I got to make the future mine. And I was all right with that.
The weird thing to compare to Sogo is that, of course, it's a kid show. It's just that the idea of being the king in like 2019 or 2068, however you want to say it, that never sat right with me because, I mean, we've had a hobo as a common writer. We've had God as a common writer. We've had the embodiment of perfection as a common writer. But for some reason, being a king doesn't sit right as a motivation, I guess, because
a king is authoritarian, punch fascists.
It actually kind of leads up to what you were saying, Justin. I mean, not exactly, but I don't think Sogo is a quote-unquote believable protagonist. I know that's going to rub a lot of you the wrong way because, again, it's a kid show. But these kid shows actually have some competent writers sometimes. So, like, when I think of Sogo, I don't think of him as, hey, he's a common writer because he's quirky. I think of him, he's a common writer because he looks pretty.
Here's my thing.
I mean,
on,
it's a kid show, but it's a kid show that has, on more than one occasion, kind of made a grown man cry. So whatever.
Yes.
Here's my my 2 cents on Sogo because being on Twitter more than I should be, I see people talk smack about him all the time, and the thing is, they don't understand that there's this little thing in shows. It's called character development, where at the beginning of a show, you may not like a character that much, but if you just wait for them to grow, now sure, some characters take too long for that to happen, but Sogo is like around like, you know, with when he gets to Decayed Armor and then Geo2, and then the Trinity stuff, character should grow, and he's not a stupid, is he the best main writer of all time? No, he's not Shinosuke, but you know, he's
I
like
the way
watching
it struck
Sogo.
me was that he had this like I want to be king, and it was framed in a way that was like that's dumb.
Yeah.
And so the show I felt like acknowledged and looked at it and was like, that's a really stupid thing to want. And like my question kept being like, well, why does he want to be king? And as they explore that, that's what I liked about it. Because it's like it was dumb. It was a like this is a dumb reason to become a common writer. Because really he just comes a common writer to be like, I guess I should beat this guy and protect, you know, my peeps.
Like,
my
yeah, and
subjects.
also he's trying to,
Subjects.
He's just trying to not die by Gates.
So
I'm sure we'll get more into him and the rest, but for now I do want to get into something fun, guys, right? Fun, because Geo is fun. As you can tell by its many cameos. I think like over 40 cameos. So
Okay, one thing that I have to say about the cameos is that holy shit, how the hell did they get some of the actors for the cameos? Like for the movie, like for the crossover movie with Build, they actually got
Takeru Sato. It was
some of
very
the cameos were insane. Like I really liked some of the cameos, really.
They got the ramen guy from Double.
yeah.
No.
Well, he is one of Toei's producers.
Is he? I
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
one of many who encompass John Toei.
I love him. That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
My biggest disappointment, aside from Blade and Hibiki, but we'll get to that, is they didn't get a single representative for Kuga. Like, I would have accepted the doctor. I think his name was Tsubaki, who was like Kuga's friend. I would have accepted him. I would have accepted like the pebble from beach number 3 in like episode 4 of Kuga. I want something, you know?
I think what happened is they like called up other people from Kuga and they're like, you know, I'll think about it, check my schedule. And then right after they hang up, they got a call from Joe Kuga himself. And he was like,
I swear to God, if you accept that cameo role, you say the name Yusuke, I swear to God, I will stab you. I will find whatever I can to stab you with, and I will do it.
It was a miracle that they got like Gakusano, Kota, and Forze for like the movie Heisei Generations Final. It was a miracle of that alone. But then they got Gakusano back for like as himself in the show, and I thought, oh my gosh, right, we're gonna get Yusuke, we're gonna get Yusuke Godai, not Onodera. And then final episode came up, and when like the world was being destroyed and Decade was like looking out with his boyfriend DN, I was thinking, oh boy, here it comes, and then it cuts to like Gio in like the black room, and I was like, oh, guess we're not getting that cameo.
here's the thing about Kuga, real quick. The the whole movie, the Build and Geo movie, they were like, oh, the history of the Heisei era that started with Kuga. Kuga, look at this Kuga.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this cool shot of Kuga. Rider kick Kuga. Yeah, look, it's Kuga. It's all about Kuga.
Hey, look, it's Riku's corpse.
It was like, oh, look, a tomb, Kuga. Like your hopes and dreams of ever seeing any sort of...
Hey, look, it's Kuga in his suit. Never took take off.
I'm just like, I remember the day before the movie came out, I'd messaged Karn in all caps, and I said, this latest trailer that came out has so many Kuga shots in it. If he's not in it, then may John Toei strike me with lightning. And that is why I speak too close to the mic sometimes, because I have electricity damage.
when I saw a list of like there was pictures of like every single cameo, when I scrolled up or scrolled down to see Kuga's cameo list, and it showed like the previous Kuga's corpse, I was like, that's my boy. He's right there. That's Kuga.
Yo!
But really,
It's like having undead, like the fucking previous King O's. As a
yeah. Here's the thing. Who cares about Kuga when we got Ryotaro? That's a what? How did they get him?
You're right.
We couldn't get Takeru Sato.
He was kind of
kidding.
still possessed by Wataro's in that, but he's still good shit.
Pretty much the entire
Still
time
good
except
shit.
that last moment when he
Yeah, but
blinked.
still good shit.
Yeah, like I don't know why he was possessed by Ura the whole time, but you know what? That's the best Ryotaro. So
I heard it was
Okay, they got
because
Yuto back, okay?
Taros
I'm
is
happy.
most like the actual actor, I guess.
Yeah, I think his actor said something like he requested to be possessed for that scene, something like that.
yeah,
I hate. Well, yeah, Yuto's good, but either way, I did mostly want to ask you guys what are some of your favorite cameos, specifically like one from each of you. So whoever talks first, go.
Mine's a bit unconventional, so I'll go first, so you guys can get your actual answers in. My favorite cameo was Shinobi.
I hate you. I hate you.
It wasn't
dude.
If you didn't say it, I was going to.
Listen, man, my boy Kenji was the best part of Ninja. He deserves so much better. And then finally, Toei was like, "Here, my son, a Kamen Rider role," and he's like, "Thank you. I'll do everything I can."
I can
And it's
picture
so
the
his
hand
episodes were
right
so
now.
good. And he got a little mini series. It was so good. It was I love him. And his tension's so cool. It's like Dareja, Oreja, Ninja, Shinobi.
You gotta wait
Kenzan."
until 2022 to get the series, okay?
If there's no Shinobi in 2022, I'm killing Karn. But if I had to pick like a actual cameo, I guess Yuto, because he was cool. Yeah. Or Mach in the movie.
Mark was good. No, Mr. Belt.
All right,
Exactly.
All right, Highsea, I want to hear you.
See, my problem is I haven't watched that many Kamen Rider series, so half of them I'm just like,
Wow.
I kind of know who this guy was. I'm gonna go off of that.
Kind of
And
know
just
that.
say,
Who was he?
yeah, it's like I know that guy from Twitter.
What did he
But
look
It's
like?
that one Kamen Rider from Twitter.com.
Honestly, Decade was my favorite cameo.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God for him.
Did he become the fourth writer for Zio? Or Geo?
Basically.
Legit.
But honestly, he was just like, I was like, man, everyone always talks shit about him, but he pretty badass. I'm into this.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, the thing about Decade is that Tsukasa is an amazing protagonist. He just has awful characters surrounding him.
Yeah, that's
Not
what I'm
Sumi.
told.
How dare you, Justin? You're next.
Okay, so since Decade is already taken, I'm going to go
Sorry.
with my second option. Actually, I can talk more about Decade.
Go ahead.
Like, I like that he's stuck around as sort of a mentor to Sogo, and you probably won't like this, but I liked that for the Hibiki tribute,
Mhm.
they actually gave Kyosuke Kiryu some character development and tried to make him see, wow, I was a real brat when I was a kid, and I'm still kind of a brat now.
Right
and
click block.
like having him grow up from trying to be better.
I didn't watch Hibiki, so I don't
Me
know.
neither, though.
My knowledge of Hibiki is basically a Marcosatsu video. But I will say that I thought that those episodes were really well done, and the dynamic of going back in time and covering him as a kid, it worked out really well. Like, it was a strong narrative there.
The two that I liked the most, I have two. The first one is, of course, my boy Kota and my boy Kaito. I love them so much. Fuck you. I
Mhm.
love them. They're the best thing ever. And Kaito was beautiful. I love him. He
They
is
didn't do
trash, but
anything.
very good trash. And and the second one was Makoto from Ghost. They got him, and he was the savior of Ghost for me, along with
Yeah.
Alon. So I was like, yes, yes.
That's
I got
my boy.
and then he appeared for like one scene, and I'm like, still something. So I'm like, something cool.
I just imagine he was like
They
dropping.
still threw me a bone.
He was just dropping Takeru's actor off, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you wanna film a scene too?" And he's like, yeah. Will you pay me?" "No." "All right." Well. "Oh, okay."
My favorite cameo is from the true protagonist of Kabuto, Gatak Kagami, the boy. The
Oh
boy.
yeah.
The tag was really good.
I loved him.
He shouldn't have shaved his beard.
Can we talk about how, for the Kiva tribute, they brought back 3 actors and 2 of them were playing new characters?
Was it Zonki's actor? I forgot it. He played one of the monsters in Kiva.
Yeah, he
One of the
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, that was weird because he could have been in. Well, never mind. That would be spoilers. I guess if I had a second choice, it'd be Todoroki. Because that was pretty much when it came to a lot of the cameos. I think they were good. Who they got was definitely worth sitting through for me. A lot of the cameos are great. The few cameos I didn't like, well, they were still nice to see. You know, I think we all had fun with them. But when it came to the story surrounding them, I will share my piece on Hibiki and Blade at the when you guys are finished first. So then you guys go ahead, talk.
May I, if I may go first, just to get my unpopular opinion.
Proto, with
So-
an unpopular opinion.
I know, right? It's like, who is this?
motherfuckers?
Hot take here. I didn't particularly like Kagami using the Kabuto sector.
All right, block.
I think it's a neat idea, but I wish it was out of him as Gatak, and then he uses Kabuto sector. Like, oh, Kabuto can solve everything. Like, it just kind of makes his character in Kabuto seem like it was nothing. Just like, oh, if I just had Kabuto sector, I could have done whatever. Sucks that we didn't get like an actual drive arc.
Mhm.
because technically we're getting one in the movie.
I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah.
But what I think what they were going to do is they were going to, instead of getting Aqua, they were going to get or maybe they're going to get Aqua and Tomari Eiji to be like future writers that come back and help out.
Yeah.
But he signed for a different acting company while Geo was airing, so that probably messed with everything, because not only was
Just
there
a regular old Disney and Sony thing, huh?
yeah, so a future writer comes back, says he needs help from the other writers. Another drive shows up, and it's the Paradox Roy from the movie. What the? Yeah, that should have been Drive Tide next, not Aqua. I don't care about Aqua.
How dare you?
I'm just
Aqua's
kidding.
a good boy.
I like Aqua. It just
He has underpants, dude. That's what people
that was my heart dropped when I saw him pull out the underwear. I was like, oh baby.
Aw.
Okay,
But it would have made more sense if it was Tomara Eiji instead of Aqua. But that's my 2 cents. I didn't like the Blade arc either, but I'll let Marcos talk about it because I know he's foaming at the mouth.
First of all, probably a lot of people don't know this about me. I fucking hate Kamen Rider O's. It's one of the worst.
What?
I hate it.
No way.
Yeah, I hate O's. Okay.
No.
So-
Really?
It's out there. I
Yeah.
said it. I hate O's.
Huh.
I don't like
do.
to acknowledge it, but
I actually
Did
didn't know
you
that.
really
man.
not know?
But definitely, I hated even though I hate O's, I also hated the arc for O's and Geo because first of all, they got Eiji back, and I'm like, okay, hopefully he's a good character in this. He wasn't. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they got Dan back, and it's like, why the fuck are you here?
yeah, no, I hated the O's arc too. I thought it was so dumb. It's like, wow, because I like O's, and they spent the focusing on Dan Kuroto. Are you kidding me?
I hated it either way, but I hated the O's arc so much. It was just like Dan becomes like another O's, and it's like, okay, that's kind of creative. I'll let it slide, but it's like, oh, like it's just so dumb. Like,
We're
and then
gonna
he's
lock
like
Eiji in a
king or
closet for
something.
2
I don't
episodes.
care. I swear to God.
You know, and they couldn't get Ankh, and Kuroto's actor was just hanging out in the tube replica they have. He
He
was butt
just hanging
naked.
out, like,
Did
hey,
they say in the 0.5 episode that they wanted to get him back earlier, but he's a very busy man, you know,
Oh.
pharmacist and all, so he was only available to film for the Ozark.
That does make more sense too.
could have made a special with the Genmu watch, okay? They could have done that, but no, they had to
What
put it
happened to
in
the
art.
actor?
What the fuck?
Show we got.
They released
What the fuck is
Genmu
the point of the Genmu watch?
at the same time as that arc was airing because that was the only time they could get Kuroto's actor back.
Well-
And meanwhile, AG's actor is like at a park bench, and Toei's like, "Hey, come on, AG, come on, we got money for you." And he's like, "Good, I've been eating off
Like, I know-
Pokemon forever."
I was gonna say, I know Pokemon's not paying you anymore. Thank you. That Attack on Titan movie bombed too.
All right,
Did you know he was in an Attack on Titan movie?
How about that Kakaida sneaky Future Rider tribute there?
Oh yeah, the Kikai.
I love Zamigo from Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger.
Oh, that's who he was.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And he
no
was
wonder-
also Kikaider in 2013, I think.
Yeah. I recognize him from Kikaider, but I had a tough time pinning him from where else. But that makes sense.
I thought it was an interesting way to ship him in there. Not
Yeah.
ship in the Twitter sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I ship Kikai and Sogo because he's a robot. Sogo's a soy boy.
no.
I don't know what that word means. I
No
don't know what soy
wonder
boy means.
Does it count
Kikai was bad.
as a ship if it's cute and funny that Tsukuyomi has a crush on Shinosuke?
That'd be
Who
really
doesn't?
cute.
I don't.
Friendship over, anyway.
I have a crush on him from the Pokemon movie, but not Shinosuke himself.
Friendship over.
Great that he
continue.
appeared in Detective Pikachu. What a boy.
He is a boy.
But yeah, I think I'm alone in that. But anyway, the Kikaider, I forget what his name was. Key something, right?
Kikai.
Kikai, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
I-
name, his
I like-
Kamen Rider name. What?
When he went
Rental
into the
Machina,
like
I
had
think.
that dream future, I just remember being for a second being like, I kind of want to watch this show instead.
That was me when the Shinobi miniseries came out. I'm like, what the? I want to watch this show.
I want to watch Shinobi, bro.
When it came to the feature writers, my favorite is Quiz, and I don't see like any quiz stand, so I'm like, I want a quiz show, guys. It'd be cool.
Quiz?
You want a quiz show?
Dude, Quiz is the best. I love him so
He
much.
is. I want to
Quiz was
cosplay him.
the arc that I was going to talk about. That's like probably my favorite of the like 2-episode arcs. Because I don't know why. I just really liked Quiz's
Same.
arc. It's
I don't know why I cared so much about a main writer that doesn't exist.
and
they all
Quiz
like
is where
go
we
back
got
to
our
something
evil
else
dad for
now?
this season.
Oh, yeah.
If you count the last 3 episodes as the decade arc, the true decade arc, Schwartz as a villain, I think what they were trying to get at, he grows more powerful over the course of the season and climbs his way up to the top to become this imposing force. I've seen it better in Go Busters with Enter, because like Enter starts out as this general, and he really like climbs his way to the top.
But isn't Schwartz at the top, basically? Time Jacker?
I guess,
I mean,
but it doesn't
they're
really
supposed to be equals.
that
and
way a lot of the
he's
Time
just
Jackers.
conniving.
It doesn't feel that way a lot of the time because the Time Jackers kind of get, and there's stuff that's more threatening where the final arc happens.
You can pretty much have Geo like this, like all of us, like, yeah, and then sit in silence. Uh-huh.
Yo,
That's Geo.
Sogo's a gamer, is he or not?
No, his friend is a
No.
gamer.
Biggest problem in Geo, the elephant noise from the dinosaur
The elephant
in the
noise from the
first
dinosaur.
episode.
I like that.
Forgot about that.
Well, history of Geo preview here. I really hated the Blade arc. They messed up a lot of what Blade was building towards and what Blade is as a whole, because I get people want a happy ending, and I get that Blade and Chalice don't have to fight anymore. Yay, whoopee! Hey, that's great and all, but remember when Blade or Kenzaki literally traveled the world for years, going through wars, seeing all his friends pass away and all that? Hey, remember when that happened? And then they're like, hey, he doesn't have to fight Chalice anymore, and because they're humans. Because Geo was like, hey, we got Trinity, and then Blade and Chalice were like, that's cool, and then that's it. I don't want to say they messed up Blade, because you can't mess up a show that's already done like that, but they bastardized a lot of what Blade stood for, I guess, is what I really want to put it down
they
to.
took all the meaning out of the
Yes,
the
they
ending
took out
of
the
Blade.
meaning.
Well,
And
at the end of the show,
it just
they-
made it feel, trite and like it didn't matter now. Where you
Yeah.
could have this really, again, it's a kid show, but it's a kid show I care about. And you can, it's a kid show, but you can have this really profound ending to it, and then to have like something to kind of come back and be like, oh no, it's cool, we're friends. Rainbows.
Does it help to
No, we get it.
headcanon
We're
that
cool, bro.
Blade's ending was to what it originally was when Geo fixed the timeline?
That's what I was gonna bring
So I
up.
guess
yeah.
they did reset it, and we got like nothing of that. Blade ending didn't even happen.
I just imagine
We-
Sogo's like, all right, Waz, I'm gonna reset all the worlds, and Waz is like, are you sure you're gonna bring back the undead, the Amazons, just all these other things? He's like, I'm going to reset all the worlds, Waz.
He's like, are you sure about that? Shut up! I'm the king!
We know that there are differences in the new timeline, so we don't know for certain changes were kept and what weren't.
That's true. Maybe Mari's still dead in Fi's universe. I would
I get the whole world reset thing, but then that problem I had with Blade carries over to Geo. Because the whole thing was reset. The whole thing, it's kind of like the whole season didn't really matter. I mean, I know it matters because we sat through hours of entertainment, but in the grand scheme of things, if you have a reset, this whole journey, and then in the end, like pretty much everyone forgot about it except for a select few, it's like, then what was the point? I guess
here's my thoughts on Geo's ending. It's bad.
Oh God.
To start off, it's just Build's ending, but bad because Build's ending was like, yes, apology. Everybody in here's finished Build. Build's ending was that they start a new world. They start a new world, and Banjo and Sento are the only ones who remember what they went through. And and that's the same thing that happens in Geo. But in Geo, it's like, I reset it so everybody's happy. I'm a happy boy, and Waz is just there, like, well, guess I gotta follow this 16-year-old around. Jesus. But with Build, until the Cross movie ruined it, it was Sento having to just deal with the fact that it's just him and Banjo, and all these other people will never know what he did to save them. But Sogo is just like, yeah, I'm gonna be king. Yeah, let's go to school, Gates of Tsukiyomi. Who cares about Was? Screw you, Was. I'll bring back the girl that killed my love interest, but I'm not gonna bring you along into our fancy world.
Dude, is the Gates like V Cinema? Is it going to be just like I don't know, a slice of life school drama of Geo?
It looks like it because there's one point where Gates is like, "Who are you dating?" and she goes, "Isn't it obvious?"
Oh my God.
And then also it's like, "I will win the tournament."
Also, Schwartz is a teacher now.
I will say I didn't mind the ending of Geo. Well, aside from the few obvious points, but
it was fine.
I think it was okay. My main gripe with it, aside from the Blade reset, is Build already did it. So the impact was a lot less for me because we already saw this literally the year before. So.
I literally sat there when I saw like the multiple worlds like spinning in a circle in the universe, and I was like, yeah, this is like the exact shot from Build. Except now there's multiple worlds instead of two. But fuck it.
Could I give
Can I say something that I like about the?
No.
Fine, if you want to be positive, Justin, in this positive review.
No.
The whole show basically never happened, and only a few people. The big difference that I took is that in this new timeline, Sogo has actual friends in Gates and Tsukuyomi. He still has those friendships. And really, it's having those friendships throughout the show that led him to making this decision to reset the world instead of keeping his power as Omagia. He still wants to be a king, but this is setting him on the path to be a good king.
Yeah, but why are Wool and Ora?
Yeah, for real. I understand the boy. I don't remember his name, but the girl killed his cougar girlfriend. What the heck?
Well, it's also like they kind of had these like, because Geo was like a fun show overall, but it had like a handful of moments that made me really care. And some of those were like when some of those characters died, it was like, hey, there's, gravity and weight to this death. And then when they just come back, it just kind of feels like you're like robbed of that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, I guess it goes back to like the Blade stuff, but it just really felt like it was like, oh, okay, I guess everybody's fine now.
I guess I'm just a sucker for the power of friendship.
Nah, I feel it.
Did we even talk about anything about Gates?
But we need to also bring up the best character in the show, Shogo's uncle.
Damn right.
Yo, he fixed the
fixes all the watches.
So going back, I'm a segue that one. Going back to what I just said. The most impactful moment in that entire fucking show is when the fucking uncle is just like, really any of the scenes where the uncle isn't making food and suddenly starts being like, hey, I'm your surviving relative. Like, I just want Sogo to be happy because he has no friends, and now he has friends. And then he's like, I can fix anything. I fixed your watches.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of dumb, but at the same time, I was like, you did it.
I fixed
Yeah.
the
Time
funny
machine.
watches with faces.
So I can
on
buy.
them.
And he,
It's so
he fixed the time machine, man. Come on.
the scene where he's like, where Sogo's like, I'm gonna go, haha, and his uncle's like, hold on a minute. You said everything's fine, and you're lying to me. I have been a very nice uncle, but please don't lie to me if you're not feeling good. I know you like Gates. I know you like Tsukiyomi. I know they're basically your parent surrogates. So don't lie to me, okay? And then I was just like, oh my, when did this show get so emotional?
Yeah, like,
Right. Those scenes hit like a freight train, and I'm sitting there. I'm just like, come on, man. Don't do that to your uncle. He's a good guy. He's just trying to make you
yeah,
dinner.
the uncle's a good guy. Like, he's really good.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel really bad for him. It's like, oh, fuck.
In my opinion, the best arc of the show is the Future Rider arc, up until like the Gates revive, the end with the Gates revive stuff with Geo, with another Geo. I think that was like
writer, the Future Writer arc with French was, yeah, man.
yeah, that was. I think, in my opinion, that was the best arc of the show.
The best line, and one of the best lines in the entire Kamen Rider series for me, including show era, all of it, all 45 years or whatever, is right before the reset. Sogo's uncle's like, do what you gotta do, just come home safe.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, man.
He's a good uncle.
That hit me, man. That hit
When
me.
is he getting a V cinema?
Yeah.
for real.
Dude,
Where's
I wanna
his
see
form
his
like
adventures in the
Duo
grocery store.
Human?
where's
Door
his
to
V
door.
cinema? Where's his rider suit, bro?
Let him share it with Tendo's grandma.
For real, and AG's grandpa.
Isn't it weird how all the writers are named after like their names, like Gates, Tsukuyomi, but then Sogo's Geo?
Because he's the time king. That's what Geo means.
He's the time man.
Because if his name was Kamen Rider Sogo, he'd look like a nerd, even more of a nerd than he already is.
Yeah, he looks worse
He
than
is a
me.
nerd, a lovable nerd.
I think that in the future, Sogo legally changed his name to Oma Gio because they never call him Sogo. They always call him Oma Gio.
Oh,
He is the law in the future, so
Yeah.
It's like that one scene in regular show. It's like, you really want to change your name to Trash Bro? And it's like, yeah, sure. I want to change it there. Actually, I wanted to mention
Good
something
uncles.
kind of related to Omagio, kind of related in the finale with Gates when he kind of died, basically.
Kinda.
I really liked that point where it's like, I wanted to protect my friend Sogo, and he didn't say Gio, he said Sogo, and for the first time, it was really,
Oh
really
yeah. Dang.
It's
remember
It's
when he
like-
tried to threaten Soga with a bag and called it "Time to die, Omagio."
I don't know where he just called him Sogo, you're my friend, bro. We homies. And it's like,
I'm-
oh shit.
I'm a sucker in any show when somebody refuses to call someone their name, and then at like the last moment they call them their real name. Like when Gentoku did it in Build, when he was like Kiryu Sento, I was like, nah, you never called him that before. Or when Torian finally called King, I'm like, you never called him that before.
Around that,
You know?
around the time, or with the Omagio, the final episode, I really didn't like how Tsukuyomi died in like one hit. Same with Gates.
Oh my god.
And only gave one hit.
bro.
Literally, I think Tsukuyomi's henshin may have been the most hype moment from all of Geo. Everybody and their mom was losing their minds over this, and it was warranted. And then in the next episode, she immediately untransforms, and then you don't see her transform again. She pops up, she stabs Swartz in the back, and he just kicks her, and she's like, "I'm dead now."
When is the Tsukuyomi V cinema?
It's also like it's like you get to that last episode, she detransforms and is just like, oh, I'm betraying you. And it's like, is there one person in the universe who was like, oh, I bet she's serious about that?
Yeah.
Like, you were just like, come on,
Schwartz
guys. Like,
apparently thought she was serious about that.
yeah, that it
Oh
was just-
man, I can't believe it. That's such a twist.
My
She is,
sister, who
for
I tried
me-
to kill, is totally siding with me now.
for me.
And
she's
fucking
like the
Schwartz's
most
reaction, he
basic
just
character.
laughs like, ha 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 ha. That's really funny. I trust you.
But yeah, she was the most wasted character for me because it was like in the first couple of episodes, I'm like, man, she's kind of awesome. And then she just like hangs out.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
kind of
did.
rest
how
of the
it
time.
always happens.
She's like,
Kamen
I
Rider.
know that's a thing, but it's still, they're getting a little more modern. And it's just like, I watch it and it's just like, oh, she's sliding and she's shooting people with the cell phone gun thing.
Yeah, she did not hesitate to bring that out.
Yeah,
did
I mean,
not
she was
hesitate
like
to bust a
rocking the
cap
shit
and
out
bust
of
the
stuff.
boys
And then
out.
she doesn't do anything for like 50 episodes.
But then
Valkyrie
around the
please.
Agito arc, around episode 30 something, it's revealed that, oh my god, she's a time jacker, dude. Wow.
I just
Yeah, they told you in the opening. You just didn't pay attention.
Valkyrie, please. Valkyrie, please.
I want someone to be as involved and helpful as Akari was in Ghost.
How dare you?
Was she though?
That's a really weird way to say Kiriko, but we can agree to disagree.
I like
Oh.
Shokuyomi, guys.
I like her too. It just I'm with Highsea that I think she's very underutilized.
It was
Oh no,
really
Yeah.
I loved her. Like I was the nuggets of her that exist in that show. That she could be like this like really amazing character is really great. When she has her moments, like when she's like, "I'm gonna go kill little Sogo," I'm for it. Like at least she's doing something. The rest of the time she's just like, "Gates, stop being a meanie head, Gates," and that's like really the spot she fills for the rest of the show from that point.
Yeah, I get that.
That's why
It's disappointment more than dislike. It's
I
like
was
I'm
so
disappointed that she wasn't more.
to see her transform because I was like, finally, we can prove all the haters wrong that she
Poe's
did
mad.
do something, and then it's like, oh no,
Fuck.
here's the ball you dropped.
All right, guys. Theory time 3.0. In the last episode, second to last episode, when Tsukuyomi transformed, it was supposed to be Joe Origiri the whole time, and he would transform into Ultimate Kuga, and he wears like a white dress or something, and then in the last episode, he blows up the world. Basically, Yusuke Godai is Tsukuyomi.
That makes sense.
Actually,
Could-
can we talk about the best character in this entire show? Was
What?
that's true, but one thing that happens with Waz is that anytime I see him, like even in the first episode until the end, he's always been good. He hasn't had any development, but he's still fucking awesome for some reason.
He's
What the
always at
fuck?
100. I love it.
I have no idea what the backstory of Waz really is.
It's apparently in the movie.
Okay, well that
He's apparently a
gives me something
quartzer.
to look forward to. But yeah, no, I sorry, but no, I loved Waz. Like from the beginning, he shows up when doing his fucking rejoice, and you're just
Yeah.
like
He's a
hype
fucking
man.
right,
He's a hype
rejoice. Yeah,
We all kind of forgot that he's just been blatantly evil, haven't we?
yeah.
Was kind of is evil.
Kind of.
100%.
Add a little evil mustache, and you got it.
Yeah, but then we got French.
Had a
Waz, and
French
it's like-
mustache.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time White Waz was on screen, I was laughing.
His faces are good,
Huh? Tsukuyomi-kun?
and it's the same actor, but it feels different.
I know he does such a good job at differentiating the two.
I do wish that White Waz had whenever he transformed, he had like a little white accent to the Waz suit.
I wish
But-
there was a little difference between the two.
Yeah, but I'm fine with Waz as he is. He is a
Black
good character
Waz-
though.
Should have had Waz's scarf on the suit.
He should have when White Waz died. He should have taken it to Black Waz. He just keeps
What
it-
about his cool
the rest of the-
sunglasses?
Oh my god, he should have kept the cool sunglasses.
It's like, here, take these, and he's like, I'm good.
But I'll take the hat. Thank you.
I swear to God.
His-
Hooray! I have received a new hat.
Can
Rejoice.
if there's a little time, could I present what I thought my crackpot theory for Geo was?
no, but
But-
go ahead.
Oh no.
So the whole time Geo was airing, well, not the whole time. When Tsukasa appeared, my theory was this is a prequel to Decade.
Uh-huh.
This is what.
Dude, no.
Because everybody when Decade ended was like, well, what's his backstory? I'm like, this is it. This is going to be his backstory. It's not. But what I thought was going to happen was, so when Tsukasa dies, quote unquote dies, I thought, he says like, I left half my powers in this ride watch or whatever. And he was going to give the other half to Tsukuyomi, and she was going to have the Neo Heisei powers. If I don't say it in quotation marks, people will get mad at me. So she was going to become Neo Decade, and he was going to like forget, like have amnesia or whatever, and they're going to send him back to his time. And then when the world resets, that's when Decade episode 1 starts with all the, and then something, I don't know.
Boy.
I could make this more convoluted, but you know how Schwartz, what time his body is, like that dude from the Danny Phantom movie. He could be like a kid at one point, and then he could be like older Schwartz at another point.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought that when they beat Schwartz, he was going to lose control over that. He was going to age even more, and he was going to be Narutaki.
No way.
Holy fuck.
Imagine
That
if
was
they
my-
had Naruto was another decade.
That was my crackpot theory, but it
a good
obviously
one.
was not true.
It's a good theory, though.
It is.
And that's why I don't like Geo, because it couldn't live up to my ultimately way too high expectations, because I'm a Toku fan and I'm never satisfied.
I kind of wish. Well, I don't kind of,
But that's just a theory.
It'd be surprising
Toku
if they
theory.
killed off
Thanks for
Tsukasa in the
watching.
last episode. What?
They should have, man.
That'd be interesting. I'm not saying they should have, but it would have been an interesting thing to do. Pretty much everything. Oh yeah, the Oma Geo henshin's pretty cool.
Omageo is the best suit in the whole show. The suit is
Oh, God.
beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
I desperately love Omageo.
So 0-1, every pony.
I love Vulcan.
0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1,
The
0-1.
0-1 opening is the best thing to ever come out of Kamen Rider. God.
Yes, completely agreed. I love that theme so much.
It really is made by the same people who made X.
Oh my god.
If you watch it again, you're like, this is very X80 with all the the goofs and gaffs, but it's good. It's good X8 good
Dude,
X8.
Naruto on a bike? The fuck?
I know. And just I love Fuwa. I love my Vulcan. I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
Show.
0-1 is the worst Reiwa era season.
By default.
But
Imagine
also
saying
the
that.
best.
Imagine saying that when Ginga exists.
If Black RX is a lost Heisei season, wouldn't Geo be a lost Reiwa season?
Oh, true. Maybe that's that's what they'll do in Reiwa Generations.
Dude, Reiwa Generations? That'd be sick, bro.
I think it's actually going to be called Kamen Rider Weira, the first generation.
Here's the thing. Why would you watch Geo when right before it was Hugto Pretty Cure? Huh? Just watch Hugto Pretty Cure. Come on.
Dude, can we make this a pretty cure
It's
discussion?
to understand where the bad timeline from Hugto comes from by watching Geo.
I'm glad that they're not trying to hide the fact that the vice president.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows a lot where it's like, oh, this guy's president instead of me, who should be president, then I am evil. That's every show is like that.
I'm sure they're going to throw a twist in there that will actually get us.
I like that they 3D printed the 0-1 driver just right
You would
there.
download a
You can 3D print
driver.
your own.
Marcus, what do you think about 0-1?
Real quick,
Yeah,
while I can
man.
talk, 0-1 was really good. I really like the scene with Jin. I really like the henshin. I think the Izu is a really cute writer girl. I really hope she gets more development. Everything else is really cool. The visuals are nice. The CG is still Toei CG, but it was still really good. I gotta be quiet now. So if you guys can talk amongst yourself for at least 5 seconds and have me end it all, and then I'll. All right, guys. All right, guys. Geo, final thoughts.
My final thoughts is at the end of the day, it's a fun show. Is it supposed to be amazing? Maybe, but if you're having fun while watching it, who cares if it's good or if it's bad? At least it's not Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger.
Oh,
That's a good message.
I can't go one video without talking smack about Lupat. Sorry, it's in my contract.
I will say that Geo was fun, and it was one of those things because I haven't watched. Seeing all these characters that I felt like I was going to be really alienated by because I don't have the full backstory, and I know I'm missing greater arc and things about some of these characters, but it was still just I enjoyed the base characters of Sogo and Gates, and I don't think it's amazing. It's definitely not up there as my favorite writer show, but
Wasn't
I don't
this,
think it deserves the hate.
Wasn't this the first writer series you watched? I know you didn't watch it every week, but you were watching it while it was airing.
Yeah, I finished it the same, the day after, it aired and the first subs were up kind of thing. So it's it's one of the first writer shows I kept up with on a weekly basis. I would call a weekly basis.
Really Geo was really good, in my opinion. I didn't really think it is the greatest, but in my opinion, it is very fun. Just enjoy the cameos, enjoy the suits, enjoy everything about it and everything. It's not really a show where it's oh, there's a really cool, convoluted story. That's not really what it's about. It's about celebrating all these years of Kamen Rider, and just is to watch Kamen Rider and like Kamen Rider. And in my opinion, it's a really fun season to celebrate the love for Kamen Rider and just everything that it's about. In my opinion, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It made it fun to be a Kamen Rider fan.
The Wizard years were hard.
I liked Wizard.
I know. I was being an average Toku boy.
The Wizard years.
You've heard of E-Boy.
is really bad, actually.
I didn't laugh once.
Yeah, I basically go with y'all consent. fun show, not perfect. I guess I will say that I did like the story and character original to Geo more than most did. I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick before Marcos comes and tells us that we have to wrap it up. Guys, you want to hear a funny joke?
Oh no.
You're not. Get it? It's funny. Funny. I'm a Toku bro now. I did it.
Yo.
It was, and then everybody memed it to hell, and I was just like, it wasn't even funny the first
Memed
time.
the wrong part.
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at /. Tell me your final thoughts, Marcos.
I think
What is-
Geo is okay. That's it.
We did it, gamers.
We did it. I don't know what I'm going to say to plug myself because I normally just plug Highsea.
I'm just gonna plug my Twitter at MegaCraze. See my memes, see my art.
You guys already did this in the beginning.
But we gotta plug ourselves.
I would like to plug ProtoDubs, my dad, on Twitter.com.
Well, I would plug myself, but I don't make
I
content
would like to
at all. Why am I?
plug Marcosatsu because I don't know what a dream bomb is.
I'm gonna plug Karn from Focus Attack.
I would like to get the hashtag Justice for Dallas trending. My boy Dallas has been removed from Twitter
He's been
unjustly. Bring him
I know
back.
what I want to plug. Watch Pretty Cure.
I'll watch for you, Kendo. Thank
Guys,
you.
I got a fortune cookie, and it says you have a natural grace and great consideration for others.
Just like Gatesu-kun.
What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments below. And yeah, that's goodbye, every pony.
Goodbye.
Don't do drugs.